Hey guys, so what is going on in this video? I want to go through the 4 skill sets that you really need to have as an agency owner, as an SMMA owner. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is a lot of people think that SMMA is kind of like Amazon FBA or dropshipping, where you can sort of click a couple of buttons and then boom, you've got a business. Now, it doesn't really work like that. Like, you actually have to learn certain skill sets in order to grow the business. And that's with anything. Like, that you can't do a single thing in life without learning the skills. So if you want to learn how to make a cup of coffee, you need to learn how to, make the cup of coffee. Like, you can't just expect to do it perfectly the first time without actually learning. Now, with something like SMMA, the same principle applies. You do need to learn certain skill sets in order to do it. And the thing is, you absolutely can learn the skill sets, and really quickly. So, university, in my opinion, although for some vocations it makes sense, but in a lot of ways it's a scam, because you can learn the things that people teach in uni in a lot less time than 3 years or 5 years. You can learn it in more like 3 months or 5 months if you crush down the time to actually learn the concepts. So in this video, I want to talk about the 4 skill sets that are fundamental to actually growing and scaling an agency. So the first skill set is appointment setting. Now, appointment setting is effectively being able to get someone who's interested in your service to commit to book a call with you, so that you can actually pitch them what you do. Now, appointment setting is important because when people start out in their business, they focus on the wrong stuff. Like, I'm going to be doing like my logo, I'm going to build a long GHL AI automation, but they don't realize that actually to scale the business and do what they need to do, you need to get sales first. So you actually need to get clients coming through the door, paying you money for that. So it's important to focus on setting appointments and learning how to get those appointments. Now, two set appointments, it comes down to 2 skill sets. So on the one hand, the first skill set is getting the attention of your market. And the second part is to actually convert that attention into an actual booked call on your calendar. So it's getting the attention of your market and then converting that attention into an appointment on the calendar. Now, within that, there's a couple of things. So the first thing is that to get the attention of your market, you need to learn how to do copy, you need to learn copywriting, you need to learn how to sort of put together offers that gets the attention of your market. You need to be able to speak to their pains and their problems and talk about benefits and all those types of things. So if you can learn basic copywriting and marketing principles, you can learn that in a couple of days and then use some frameworks. I mean, we got ChatGPT now, so although I have to say I hate ChatGPT. I think a lot of the stuff that it pumps out is not good. But if you can learn those concepts of benefits, pains, problems, putting together offers that are really good, then you can get the attention in your market. Now, the second piece is converting that attention into a book call. And so this is about initiating a sales conversation. So whether that's through having a conversation through DMs, or whether that's actually doing an outbound call with your phone and actually having a conversation and booking that person into a call, that is the process of appointment setting. So learning those 2 skill sets will help you become better at setting appointments. Now, again, the most important thing you need to do when you're first starting out is learn how to set appointments, because without appointments, there are no sales. And really, without sales, there's no business. So you need to go with the sales first approach. Now, the key with appointment setting, particularly with converting the attention into a book call, is you need to start by asking questions and then talk about your product and then set the appointment. So you don't want to start by talking about your product. You want to start by asking questions so that you can gather information. Once you've gathered information, then you can sort of present what you do on a small scale, because you don't want to do a full-blown demo presentation, but you just want to present what you do on a small scale and then convert that into a book call. Okay, so the second piece is learning how to close. Now, learning how to close, I think, particularly on the acquisition side, is probably one of the hardest things that people struggle with, because people don't want to ask for money. They don't want to come across as salesy. They don't want to do any hard, sleazy salesman tactics. And the reality is that learning to close is a few different factors. Like, there's a really good quote in a book called The Psychology of Selling by Brian Tracy, where he actually talks about, to actually get the sale, you need to kind of do everything right. You need to come across as trustworthy. You need to be able to ask intelligent questions. You need to be able to have an offer and pitch the offer in such a way that the prospect feels like that is the result that they're looking for. And then when you're closing the deal, you need to be able to, without being pushy or without being salesy, sort of persevere until you actually get that transaction done. So learning to close is a very rewarding but complex process. Now, just a quick plug. So our program, we have taken somebody who struggled with sales, and we got this. So the last 2 weeks they'd been struggling with sales, and he wrote this message to me. He said, "Dude, oh my God, I'm like shaking." And before that, he said, I objection handled the SHIT out of him. It was freaking savage. And the first message he sent was, I had the most savage close of my life. So, and that only took him 2 weeks of really dialing in how to get better at closing, getting support, getting mentoring. Now, I will say that, the quickest way to get good at closing is to get support. So if you guys need help with your sales, if you guys need help closing, click the link below, book in a one-on-one consult with myself or our team, and we can definitely help you build in proven sales processes so that if you are sort of at the 1 to 2 client mark in your agency and you want to learn how to close more and start enrolling a new client into your agency every week, click the link below. But yeah, the fact is that learning to close is best done if you get that one-on-one support, so that people actually can see the specific things that you're doing on the calls. Because here's the thing with closing: if you can get the nitty-gritties right, if you can get the real nitty-gritties right, then the big stuff usually follows. So get the nitty-gritties right on the closing call, and everything else should follow suit. Now, the third piece is you need to know how to deliver client results. So if you're an agency doing local lead gen, or if you're doing sort of growth agency stuff, you need to understand how to actually get your clients results. So you need to have experience with their industry. You need to understand how to run ads that actually gets them results. And then I did this video earlier this week for our clients, and I talk about the need to be a growth architect. Now, I understand there's guys out there that talk about growth specialist, and then there's other guys that just say, put your prices on your ads and stuff like that in the agency space. But I think the best way to go about it is you need to take control of the whole process of acquisition for the clients that you're taking on. Because if you're the guy that's just doing the Facebook ads and you're not actually helping people with their sales process, you're not helping with their back end, you're not helping them with their audience selection, then you're going to struggle, and you're kind of playing a game that you're going to lose. So it is important to take control of the whole, architect out the whole growth, the whole stages of growth for working with your client. But the basic point here is that you need to learn how to get your clients results. Now, really, if you break it down, to get your clients results, you need to learn basically, if you're offering something that gets them a ROI through leads and appointments or through branding or content, you need to know how to do those things to get results quickly, but also results that convert into cash in the bank. So you can't just get people, a little bit of attention for their business but they don't actually get money from that. So you need to learn how to get attention for your customers, but then actually learn how to get an ROI for your customers as well. Now, the best way to do this is to simply offer free trials. So if you've never worked in a niche before, just do free trials, figure out what works. Now, I would say that the biggest hack to understanding how to get results for your clients is not to outsource to a white label agency, but it's to go to the person in the industry who you know is doing well and ask them, hey, can I pay you money to show me how to do this? Or, work with someone like us so you can actually see all the other agency owners who are getting results for their clients and see how they set up their ads. So it's better that you get support with client results than trying to trial and error your way, because clients are going to be unhappy if you can't get them results. That when you have unhappy clients, you get demotivated, and then you might feel like SMMA is not the best business model for you. But the reality is the reason that it didn't work is because you need to get better at client results and actually delivering results. So learn the basics of how to get results, whether it's running Facebook ads, setting up automations, client fulfillment, client management, client expectations. So these are all things that go into the client fulfillment process. Now, the fourth piece is learning how to use systems. So a lot of business owners still, there's always going to be business owners that don't know how to use systems. And people can over talk about systems too much, like, systemize out everything. But the reality is that to scale, you need to simplify. So you need to really offer something that gets you the most profit, streamline the way that you deliver that process or deliver that product for your clients, and then deliver that product for your clients, and then turn that into SOPs. So convert what you do for your clients into SOPs, a standard operating process, so that you can hire out and outsource someone who isn't expensive and allows you to keep nice profit margins to actually run the client fulfillment or run the sales process or run the appointment setting process for you, so that you can focus on actually operating and growing the business instead of being in the day-to-day trenches. So it's learning how to create processes around how to run the business on a day-to-day basis, and then train your team to use those processes in order to get the outcomes that they need. And there's a really good book called Work the System by Sam Carpenter that helped me fully understand the power of systems. So I would definitely recommend that. We actually helped a business go from, I reckon, about 200K in revenue per year to $1 million in revenue by helping them systemize their acquisition from this process. So, it works. Anyway, that's all I had for today, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and remember to like and subscribe, because that helps the channel, of course, and it helps me motivate me to create more content. So thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Cheers.